It's a special day, the day of a big release. The Harris Station Dam has opened and 8,000 cubic feet of water per second is rushing down the Kennebec. It's almost twice the normal flow, and rafters have come from all over for a particularly wild ride. Bob Ferretti and Billy Netto are not your normal rafters. They are among Maine's pioneering river guides who later chose to do the river a different way, on boogie boards.
Yeah, it should be quite a day at 8,000 today.
To film the adventure, we'll be in a raft. Since no Whitewater company wants to have anything to do with this idea, Bob has assembled a crew of legendary Whitewater guides led by Charlie Hathaway.
You time your breathing and you ride it out.
With at least 10,000 trips down the Kennebec among them, this may be the most experienced group to ever raft the river. And I was feeling pretty good about it until Charlie put the whammy on us.
And by the way, I've never flipped a raft on the Kennebec River.
The water was so high, there was no beach on which to launch our raft. We placed it in the water and climbed in over the stern. Bob and Billy were ready to go, and soon we were drifting down the Kennebec.
Water both sides!
And I've never been in such a raft. They were so nonchalant, so matter-of-fact, and so funny. Meanwhile, the waves got bigger and bigger outside as we went through the throat, the narrowest spot on the Kennebec, and started into the first rip, which is known as tasting. Now, if I told you that I knew the names of all the river's hot spots, I'd be lying, but I recognize them, and I like them. There's the Rock Garden and the Upper Alleyway, Goodbye Hole, and the river then explodes into the Three Sisters. It's a wild ride, especially for Bob and Billy, and it's hard to keep track of them. I'm just hoping the raft stays right side up so I don't have to tell the bosses what we were doing with the cameras. Bob and Billy hold on, and after a mile and a half, they eddy out into a resting spot known as the Cathedral.
It's unbelievable. 4,800 cubic feet on a daily basis is a lot of fun, but when you can get out here at 8,000 cubic feet over the top water and run this on a riverboard, it's something that it's hard to put into words. It's incredible.
I'm feeling pretty good about things, and I'm really enjoying being judged by the company that I'm keeping.
All these guys are the guys that originated rafting here in the state, and they're the ones that went out there and said, hey, I think we can do this. And that takes courage and a certain type of individual, and these guys are true outdoorsmen.
We head into the lower half of the river, down through the gorge and into more big water, and it's crazy. Bob and Billy are flying. We hit the huge waves at Magic and things are wild. Bob momentarily appears in front of us, and I don't know where Billy is. Kathy Barkley is shouting orders from the back, and I want to tell her to shut up because I can't hear Charlie. And then I realize Charlie's not in the raft.
Charlie's right ahead of us now. He's right next to the boat.
For once, the raft gets halfway serious. There's good communication, and Bob is actually helping to guide Charlie back toward the raft. Charlie has a broken finger and some ligament damage, and the minute and 12 seconds that he's out of the raft seems like a long time. But shortly, we hoist him back into the raft, where he is greeted with sarcasm by his dear old friends.
Raft stayed upright. Thank you, Charlie.
Thinking he has a great new story to tell, Charlie shakes it off and finishes guiding us down the river. It's an incredible day. Riverboarding started back in 1993. Bob, Billy, and Mike Faraday decided it would be fun to take boogie boards down the river. But they had a problem.
We had two boogie boards, three of us had two boogie boards. We didn't have a third, no river board. So we took some house styrofoam, and what else would a river guy have was duct tape.
Sure.
Silver duct tape, duct taped the styrofoam board up.
How did it work compared to those professional boards?
Well, when you got the experience we have, we were able to maneuver it pretty much almost as good, and it stayed in one piece, and we ran the river.
Because it was silver, they called the homemade board Apollo 1A, and that trip is just one of the stories these guides love to tell. By 2005, Bob, Billy, and Mike formed Swift Water Rescue, actually providing safety services to the raft companies on the river.
So we would be going down on our usual Saturdays and enjoying what we love to do is riverboarding. And then, you know, there were flip boats, there were overturned kayaks, there were overturned canoes, and the gratitude that we got from people that we were able to help out was just, you know, we knew that riverboarding was going to stay, and this Kennebec River rescue deal that we had going on, that was going to stay also. So.
In a lower, safer part of the river, Bob and Billy let me take a spin. Even in the lower water, it's exciting. They'd coached me on how to hold on and steer my board and, most importantly, how to breathe. I was smiling the whole time because not only was it fun, but Bob and Billy were so afraid that I might drown. They were in my way.
A lot of guys that would probably acclimate to this are people, whitewater guys that have swam water, unfortunately, but it's part of the job. And you learn how to breathe and time your breathing between waves. That's the frequency at this level. It's fast, and you're getting hit with a lot of water, and that's where people aspirate water, and that's where the big difference is. You have to be able to breathe in the water.
We had a great day on the river, but Bob, Billy, and Mike, and all the rafting companies up there, which do not offer these trips professionally, have a message.
Do not try this at home. Don't think, hey, I boogie board, in the ocean and I can do this, because there are sections left or right in that river where there's a lot of hazards at any water level. Yeah, and you could
Die.
You could die.
You could die.
It could be very bad.
Duly noted. Still, it was fun to paddle with the heavy hitters and to see some great pros do the Kennebec a different way.